Hey, this is Ron, and I am coming into you with the first episode of the Mental Grit podcast. This is a new podcast that I am looking to do, and uh, quite frankly, a lot of people out there are probably listening in. Well, currently, right now, there's no one listening in because it's a new podcast, and I'm trying to grow it, but rest assured, this podcast is primarily for men and, well, about men, I should say. It's more directed towards, I guess you could say, both men and women. Um, really, this podcast, I really wanted to make something where it involves actually a man talking about men and the things that basically in this first episode, I'm going to be really kind of breaking things down a little bit, going into detail. So, pretty much the things that men do that bother women, find them turnoffs, or problems that make them less attractive, less manly, or simply really not really dateable, I should say. So, and I know that this will be a big topic because there's a lot of dating problems right now in the world. Quite frankly, men are complaining because women have a lot of standards. There's so many things that they need to check off in order to, for the better terms that they say, that to please the woman, to make them feel happy, to make them feel welcomed. Quite frankly, I hate to tell you this, but it's always been like this, fellas. It's never like, as times change and as the world revolves around, different things, there's a shift. And I think after the pandemic, quite frankly, and during the pandemic, actually during the pandemic, this is when we had this shift. Okay. Everyone's talking about, like, so many women have high standards. Okay. So many women have high standards. Men, just because that women have high standards does not mean that you should go below standards of yourself. There is a lot of problems that can occur in regards to if you say, well, I simply don't give a crap about myself. I'm just going to let myself go. Quite frankly, I thought the same thing. I was in a relationship myself, and I was actually engaged. And the thing of it is that when I was engaged, I let myself go. I looked horrible, was the highest weight that I've ever been. I was 360 pounds at the time, had high blood pressure. The relationship was stressful, let me tell you. She stressed me out. I stressed her out. We just weren't going well. But in the beginning of everything was fine. And sometimes that's how it is. But as time goes on, sometimes people change. People's, I guess you could say, their view on things change. They start hanging around with different people. They start figuring out who they are more and what they want in their life. And sometimes that includes the relationship that you're in. I'm going to be quite real with you. When you're in that kind of situation, it sucks. But the thing of it is that I didn't even like myself, who I was, and what I was going through, mentally, physically, and emotionally. So sometimes when things end, sometimes it's for the better, not just for, the female, but the male too, especially because this gives them an opportunity to look at themselves and figure themselves out. And that's what you want. It should give you, if anyone's out there experiencing these kinds of things, especially with the males now that are all single or who are single, you are at a fair advantage point, because I look at the single men who are not in a relationship just yet, the underdogs. You have just as much of an opportunity as anyone else to put yourself in a better position, to get yourself in order, and to put yourself through, I should say, there's a quote that I kind of made for myself and that I kind of want to share. Sometimes you have to go through fire in order to get to water. And this is the path that most men are going down right now. A lot of men are going through fire, which I guess you could say is hell, because of life, because of work, because of lack of resources. There are lack of things that revolve around the sources of what a man today is versus a man that was, back in 1950s, 40s, 60s, 70s, stuff like that. Like those types of men and those kinds of eras, you'd be lucky enough if you can find them. Like as far as I'm not talking about like dating 60-year-old, 70-year-old man. What I'm saying is like the qualities that you're going to find of those kinds of men back then to today is not the same. Of course, that when you're dealing with men now today, there's so much high standards from women that men complain about, because it's like, why do I have to do this? Well, you don't have to do it. No one's forcing you to. If you love the woman that you're in the relationship with, then obviously that revolves around that, right? So it's either you want to do it or you don't. No one's forcing you to. No one's holding a gun to your head. No one's making you do whatever it is that you don't want to do. Now, if you're doing it unconditionally, or you're doing it just to say, oh, I want sex, I want something from her, that's not the best idea to do, because if you're bribing, you are desperate. Don't want to be desperate. And the reason why is because she's going to know that, like, oh, you're pampering me, you're giving me, whatever, you're basically kind of semi-lighting the fuse without actually lighting the fuse, right? Women are not stupid. Let's be real, fellas, because the thing of it is that when you guys are trying to, I guess, get your jollies on, and the woman obviously knows what's going on, because obviously you're in a relationship and she knows your patterns, I guess you could say. She knows your drive. She knows everything. It's like she's got her own book on you, all right? And it really kind of shocks me as to how men are this stupid. Because it's like you need to bribe your wife in order to get something from her, or a girlfriend, or, it's not like, why? But men do it. Men do it. They love bribing. They love trying to get something back in order to, they think they deserve something. Because they're the next best thing since sliced bread, which they're not. Anyway, I'm going a little off topic, but the thing of it is that men who have such low standards will not meet the expectations of, obviously, women with high standards. And even if a woman has low standards, in some case, she's still going to have somewhat of a high standard, because the thing of it is, gentlemen, when you can't get your shit together. Oh, sorry, I said that. When you can't get your shit together, the woman is going to get, let's be real, she's going to get frustrated. Okay, she's going to get frustrated with you. She's not going to like the fact of what you're doing. You know, we hear about it so much that, you know, so many men now are watching porn, are playing video games. So many men are not taking advantage of extra time to put into themselves, to invest themselves. Men don't go to, I mean, some men, they're overweight. They don't go to the gym. They don't take care of themselves. They don't, it's a very, very sickening time to be a male in most cases, because the thing of it is the bad males are making the good males look bad as well. In case you did not understand that, fellas, but it's the truth. Also, too, most cases that men are lacking confidence. They're lacking confidence because they are not putting themselves in a better position. And that's the cards that we're dealing with right now, gentlemen. You are not any better than anyone else. I am not any better than anyone else. You are your own competition at the end of the day. Okay? There is simply no right and wrong to fixing yourself. Well, I should say yes, there is a wrong, because you simply do not want to fix yourself with drugs and alcohol. That's one thing. But there is no right and wrong from trying to get your crap together, is what I'm going to say. Most men are now at home, which that's fine. But then in most cases, what are you trying to do to get yourself out of the home? Are you working? Well, most men today are not working in some cases. Most men are at home. They are being supported either by mom and dad, or they are being supported by their girlfriend. Now, how does this come up with, how are these problems in men making it less attractive to women? Well, the thing of it is that women they have standards, and they want certain things from men. And it's not all the sex appeal. A lot of it is financially stable. And a lot of women want not even just financially being stable, but like, can they manage themselves well? Can they do things without having the woman be with them? Do they know how to do, I guess you could say that, do they know how to really function themselves without having someone else around them? Can they pay bills? Can they cook? Can they clean? Can they, all these things matter, right? Can they function their time well? Do they have hobbies? Okay. Do they work out? Do they basically have a decent connection with family? Okay. Do they have good relationships with family? Do they bond well? All these things matter. Okay. In any kind of relationship that you're getting into. But the most important things is that you're taking care of yourself, so your health. You're financially good with money. I'm not saying like you have to be rich, but like you should. Can you save? Can you put yourself in a better position to maybe invest some of your money? Get a better job. Okay. And then I would also say, like, can you take care of yourself? Do you know how to cook? Do you know how to clean? Do you know how to do things? Do you know how to do basic necessities for yourself? Shave, shower, all these things, making sure that you got good hygiene, because that's one of the worst things that I think that a woman can say to you is, are you wearing cologne? Are you wearing deodorant? I know that would be a big turnoff if that was the case in some way if I had a girlfriend, but yeah. During this time period, gentlemen, it is not so much of why are these things happening? It's how are they happening? Okay. Before the pandemic, I would say maybe even like 5 to 10-ish years ago. Before the pandemic, I would say, I think that's when dating apps kind of slowly creeped in. Okay. And they started becoming more the norm when the pandemic was around. All right. Now, during that time period, everyone stayed home. Everyone was working. Well, most people were working from home. And this changed the dating industry quite a bit. Okay. Now, if you're a single guy, you've been a single guy for a while, okay, I'm not talking about a couple years. I'm talking about maybe 5 to 10 years, maybe even more. The things that you need to look at yourself. Maybe you're a fit person, okay? I'm not saying like all men are in this. I'm not saying that everyone applies to this kind of stuff. But if you're a man out there and you're trying to find love, I would not try to find love. I would let love try to find you. Because when love finds you, it makes it a little bit less stressful. Your whole body, your emotions are going to pour out more better. You are going to feel like you are on cloud 9. Okay, and I'm not trying to be cheesy or anything like that, but usually it's like when love finds you, it's got a way of making you feel a certain way. And then it's good. But for some other men out there, my thing is with how women view us males. The best question is, what's one thing a guy did that instantly made you lose interest? Okay. That's something that is the main topic for this podcast. Now, I'm going to see, There are about 6 different points. Well, 6 different topics, and within those, I'm going to be speaking about like some of the things, kind of talking about them, and kind of giving you kind of maybe like some stuff that I've experienced and how I can maybe hopefully help you to become better with it. All right. So, point number 1, hygiene and grooming. Basic, but often ignored. The first point, bad breath. Yes, fellas, bad breath. It does happen. It does happen. Yes. You got to brush your teeth. You got to brush your teeth. You got to use that mouthwash, that mouth soap, as I say. You have to floss, you got to floss. You got to get yourself, in the cracks there. You got to floss, get that, some of that, meatloaf that you had the other night out of, from the bottom of your gums there. And one thing that I actually found out recently is that there's tongue gel. I never heard of it before. I was like, what is this? Basically, it's gel for your tongue. You can brush your tongue, or you can scrub it with this gel. And I got some, and it's oh, this is interesting. You get to clean your tongue, and it's amazing. I mean, look for it. Tongue gel. It's amazing. It's quite interesting. I bought it and I was like, oh, this is pretty interesting. I never used this before. And then a tongue scraper. Yes, tongue scraper, fellas. You should invest in one, because guess what? It gets rid of a lot of bad bacteria on your tongue. And there is bacteria on your tongue, believe it or not. You should definitely, you may want to clear those, to clear that. You want to clear that. Your tongue needs a good wash every now and then. It is, the crap that we eat today has got so much chemicals, fillers, and all this other stuff. What do you think those are? That's chemicals. It's basically you're feeding your mouth with chemicals. That's what it is. And those chemicals are getting all in your mouth and everything. And it's, believe me, you want a tongue scraper. It's gonna, ooh, all right. The next point on this, not showering regularly. Fellas, seriously, why you're not showering regularly? What is this? You go into the gym? Are you trying to smell like an outhouse, or what? Or should I say after the gym? Okay, yeah, just go home, not shower. Yeah, that sounds good. Oh, wait, by the way, I got a date later too. Oh, so I'm not going to shower for that either. I'll just put on some deodorant and just call it a day. What are you doing to yourself? Seriously. Fellas, what have you not been taught from a young age? Why? Why are you not following? But this is really bad. Not showering. A clean body is a clean mind, right? I mean, that's how I look at it. A clean body is a clean mind. I think that if you're not going to shower, you definitely don't need to be dating, and you definitely don't need to, I mean, if your wife is telling you this kind of stuff, you're not showering and you smell like BO or whatever it is that you smell like, you probably smell like skunk or, someone's used underwear from last week, then you definitely don't need to be married, because that's a problem. Dirty nails. Dirty nails. Oh boy. Dirty nails. Yeah, there is nothing worse. There is nothing worse than a woman looking at your nails and saying, "Wow, those are dirty. You need to clean those." Yeah, you should definitely clean those, because those matter. And there's so much dirtiness with those kinds of whatever, like it's like grime under your nails. It's disgusting. You want to make sure that your nails are clean, gentlemen. It does not take you, I mean, honestly, it's kind of like an activity. You can get like a toothpick and just like try to get through the crevices. Make sure, but the thing of it is, you wouldn't have this problem if you would shower regularly. Guess what? Soap and water is your best friend. Whoever knew? That's simple hygiene 101. And if you want more information on that, you can pay me. I'll be glad to give you some more information. Anyway, okay. Sloppy style versus effort and appearance. Ah, yes, appearance, fellas. Appearance. Yes, it's a very important thing. When you're looking like a sloppy Joe, you are definitely not making effort in your daily lifestyle, okay? I am not saying that you have to go and looking like the Benjamins, but you should definitely look decent, especially if you're going out on a date. If you go out on a date looking like you just went out and basically, I guess, you climbed a tree, you smell like skunk, and your feet smell like onions, that's a problem. I would say, you want to make sure that you look up to par. If your girl is dressing up, you definitely should dress up. This is a competition, fellas. It's also a test. Women test men all the time. Hate to tell you this. It's nothing new. It is nothing new. Women test men all the time. And when you are not doing the things that she's looking to do, you already failed. And the more times that you keep failing, the more times she's getting disappointed. So, I would also think that putting your best effort forward, you definitely want to have a good appearance. It is basically like your signature style. Own it. Own it and be confident in it. Because I tell you what, if you feel like you pull off like baggy sweats and that's it, okay, maybe for a house day, maybe like you stay in the house like in a winter or something and you're cleaning or whatever, that's fine. But when you're going out, and if your girl's dressing up, or if she's looking at least decent, well put together, and you're looking like a bum, oh my God, I got some problem. I can give you a whole bunch of problem scenarios for that. You definitely need to up your game. If you don't up your game, chances are she's going to keep upping hers. So you better stay in competition. That's all I can say. Overdoing cologne / body spray. Oh, geez. This is crazy. Yep. I totally believe it. Overdoing cologne, fellas. You really definitely need to watch how much juices you're putting on your skin. You definitely do not want to overdo it. I will tell you that much. There is nothing worse than coming to a date or you are around your girl and you put too much cologne on and you just smell like you just bathed in some sort of alcohol poisoning. The thing of it is that doing this does not make you smell good. It makes you smell like you reek, because too much cologne only makes your skin or what you think it smells good. Turns out that too much of something can be bad. Think about that. And the same thing with body spray. Fellas, this stuff, if you're going to use body spray, you're better off just using standard deodorant. It's a lot better. I never like using body spray. I stopped using it a while back. It's either cologne or solid bar deodorant. Or antiperspirant, whatever you want to call it. You really need to stop overdoing it with cologne. Now, you may think that it's doing well for you. It's not doing well for you. You really need to do less with that. Okay, so that was all number 1. Number 2, attitude and confidence. Now, bullet point number 1, insecurity discussed as cockiness. Yes. I've been there myself, fellas. Still sometimes do, but I've actually helped myself on it. There are many men who have insecurities. Let's be real. There are many men that have securities, and many men who have girlfriends who see this, and it can be a big turnoff. You really need to watch this, fellas, because it is not something to be proud of. Being cocky, depending on the situation, sometimes, okay, maybe a little bit playful, but the thing of it is, being too cocky, now you look like an ass. All right? It's very, when you have securities, it's just like one of those things where, it's hard to manage it. I mean, I guess you could say, like, sometimes this also has to do with ego, right? Insecurities, so many men have so many different problems, and you guys really need to, sometimes you guys have to let that go. I'm just going to be real with you. When you're cocky and you have, I'm going to say, like, a big airhead, you are not making yourself look strong. You're not making yourself look any better than the next guy. And if the next guy is not good, then you're not making anyone look good. But especially yourself. Fellas, you guys need to work on your cockiness. Don't be going in and thinking like, you're from, that you work for a president. Okay. You need to have some grounded levels of having your mind in the right space. You need to work on your mindset. It's needed. Like, so many men now are coming off with this attitude of cockiness, and just like it's becoming a really big problem. Constant need for validation. Oh my God, yes. Oh, yeah. I know this from experience. I've seen this many times. Fellas, stop getting validation. No one gives a crap. No one gives a crap. Stop trying to go for it. You are going to lose every single time. It does not matter. It does not matter. You need to stop doing that. It's not helping you. It's not going to help you. Validation makes you look weak. Stop doing it. Acting too tough, but crumbling under real pressure. Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, 1,000 times. Yes. So many men like to talk the talk, but never like to walk the walk. There are very rare men that can do this. Okay? There are very rare men that can do this. Okay? They act tough, but really inside they are weak. They are weak. Men, gentlemen, fellas, stop acting tough. Stop acting tough. If you're concerned about something, that's one thing. But stop acting tough. Stop thinking like you're Hercules. Stop thinking you're like Jolly Green Giant. You're not. You're not. Just stop. You're making yourself look like a fool. It's coming off as like a pity party. Like, come on. Just, no, stop. Okay, number 3 on the topic of discussion. It's communication and effort. Ah, yes, communication and effort. The first bullet point, one-word textures or dry conversations. Fellas, oh my God. You gotta juice this up, for crying out loud. You know, you gotta add some spice. You gotta add some spice. You gotta add some flavor. You gotta add some fire to it. Stop making it dry. Like, you're not talking to a cactus, okay? You're literally not talking to a cactus. You're talking to a human being. She's female. If she looks hot, make it hot. You're not, you are playing. It's like, like, why are you trying to make conversations dry? Why? Spice it up. Be something. Become something. Do something. Show her what you're doing. Show her what activities you do. Show pictures of you doing the activities. If you're going out, hanging out with the boys. Hang out with the boys. Tell her that. Like, make her think like spark a conversation, but also tell her that you do stuff too. Because that leads into more of a conversation. You don't sound as dry. Okay? You need to be interesting. Be interesting. There is something that you probably do that is interesting. And I would say like, certain things are not really always interesting unless you're making money off of it. But like video games, I hate to say it, it's not interesting to me. I'm a dude. I rarely play video games as much as I used to. Working out, unless you got like a 6-pack and you got really good abs and you got good broad shoulders and stuff like that, it's going to be hard to sell them on that. But if you're creative, there's a lot of things that you can show with that. If you love photography, I do graphic design on the side, so there's a lot of things that I show that, hey, this is my creativity. This is what I do. This is my passion. I don't show it to everyone. I only show it to people that I know that I'm interested in. Or if I'm not in, like, there's only certain people that get to see that kind of stuff. So don't make it a habit of like showing it to everyone that you know. Unless it's maybe like family or something. Okay, that's one thing. But be interesting. Be imaginative. Girls like to wonder about you. Women like to wonder about you. What is he doing? What does he do? What has he been doing? Make them, it's like marketing. Think of it as like marketing. Sell yourself. Okay? Sell yourself. Everyone's got a story to them. Everyone's all unique. So how do you make yourself unique? How do you stand out? What do you do? Tell me a little bit about yourself. It's that simple. So the next one is not planning dates / always, I don't know, you pick. Listen, not planning dates. Well, that's a problem because if you're not planning dates, what are you doing? Why are you dating then? Yeah. Oh yeah, I can't plan a date. Oh, well, by the way, I'm still dating you. How does that go? I don't understand how that goes. Like, I'm not planning dates, but yeah, I'm dating you. Or I'm married to you. Oh, well, I didn't wear this ring for no reason, did I? Oh, man, that's a bummer. Why are you guys not planning dates? Why are you guys not planning anything? Oh, well, I got work. I got too much things going on. Oh, really? Come on. If you love the girl, plan things with her. If you love the girl, plan things with her. Stop being a fool, okay? If you don't love her, then obviously that's probably the reason why you're not planning dates with her, because then you don't truly love her. So then don't keep leading her on then. Man, y'all need to keep up. Y'all need to get your crap together. I don't even know what to say. It's ridiculous. Like, not planning dates. Why would you not plan dates? Why are you in a relationship then? Fellas, relationships involve work. Did you not get that? Did you know, where have you been at? So stupid. Then we got talking over women, not listening. Well, fellas, that's one thing. This is probably one thing why y'all get yourselves in trouble, because y'all don't listen. Quite frankly, I've been there myself, so I cannot totally go above the rails with this, but I am getting better at it. Anyway, talking over women. Now, that's a big red flag, because if you're talking over women, that means you're definitely not listening. You are trying to get her to listen to you more than you to listen to her. That is a big no-no. You don't do that, because what that's going to do is that it's going to show that she's not going to value you as someone who is willing to listen to her, be there for her, do what she needs, what she is looking from you as a partner. Okay. These kinds of things can lead to other problems later down the line in a relationship. If you're not listening, fellas, I can't stress this enough. If you're not listening, you're not making your life any easier. I hate to tell you. Like, you need to listen. All right? The thing of it is that, okay, it's not always easy to listen when you got, like, you got sometimes you got things on your mind, okay? Totally understandable. Then tell her that. But if she is trying to make conversation with you, she is directly talking towards you, and you're not listening, and if you keep doing this, she'll find a reason not to talk to you about it. And then you're going to wonder, why is she not talking to me? Why? What happened? What did I do? Use your head. That's what you should do. You need to lose your head. Or use your head, but chances are, if you're not listening, you're going to lose it. So either way, you're pretty much screwed. Anyway, all right. So number 4, emotional intelligence or lack of. Oh boy. So topic number 1, not knowing how to handle emotions behind anger. Yes, fellas. Yes. It's probably why so many men are going to therapy, because you guys got to handle your emotions better. Go to the gym, do something productive, get yourself out of the house, take a walk, spend time with animals, do something that gets your mind off of things. You can always come back to the situation when you're a little bit more at ease. And that's the same thing with females too. I'm going to give this to females as well. If you guys are sort of having arguments, you guys need to maybe just scoot away from each other, do whatever it is that you got to do, take care of things, go out your separate ways, maybe, do something where you guys don't see each other for a little bit. And then when you come back, talk about it like adults. It's my advice. We should try to do that more often instead of engaging more into the problem itself, because it keeps opening up more wounds. The more things that we keep adding on more to the argument, the more the argument is going to lead on to other problems, because the crap that we keep saying, the crap that we keep doing, it's only going to get us more aggravated. So the less aggravation that we face, the less aggravation that whatever it is that we talk about or say to each other, less arguing equals more peace. So think about that. Let me see. Refusing to apologize or admit mistakes. Fellas, always admit your mistakes. You are stupid in most cases. I'm not saying that you're stupid 100%. But, well, maybe the females are telling you that you're 100% stupid, which is understandable. My thing is that you need to have heart. If you are in a relationship, your emotions need to fall on the right place. If you're refusing to apologize or admit mistakes, you're not God, okay? You're not perfect. You're never going to be perfect. But try to be as perfect as you can for her, okay? Admitting your mistakes, you're not hurting anybody but yourself if you're not doing that. Own up to your problems. Own up to what you did. Own up to whatever it is that you did and fix it. That's all you got to do. Refusing to apologize. If you love the person that you're with, you care about them, you value them, just apologize. Hug them and tell them that you're sorry. That's all you got to do. And work on it. Work on it. Tell them that you're going to work on it. I'm sorry. I'm going to try to do better. And that's it. That's all you got to do. Let me see. Immaturity or man-child behavior. Oh, God. This is like the king of the crop here. Immaturity or man-child. Yes, there are so many men nowadays, like, I hate to say this, but I mean, yeah, men do act like kids in most cases. I don't know why. But there are the immaturity levels of men now, depending on who they are. Gentlemen, you are going to have a harder time trying to get women if you are immature. Hate to tell you that. Sometimes you need to know when to grow up. Now, yes, there is that saying that, yes, men develop, later in life than women as far as maturity. But I tell you what, if you care enough about trying to figure out where your path is going in life, your maturity is part of those things is that is what's going to get you there. Because if you're immature, then I hate to say this, but it makes you less valuable than it makes you valuable. Because being immature does not set you up for success. It only devalues it from you. So, if you want to continue to be like that, hey, that's on you. But some of us were actually raised by actual decent parents. Just saying. You need to fix that. Being a man-child is the worst thing that you can be told by a female. You need to grow up. Sorry. So, number 5, social and relationship habits. And the first bullet point is flirting with everyone / player energy. Well, males, I will tell you this. If you're in a relationship, you are looking at other women. I hate to say this, but you're already cheating. I know that some people are going to probably say, well, looking at her, I'm only looking, I'm not touching. Doesn't matter. If you're looking, in most cases, in your mind, you wish you could touch her. That's how I look at it. If you are thinking of cheating, what's stopping you? Oh, well, I'm in emotional state of not doing that, or I have kids, I have this, I have that. Okay. If you're thinking of cheating, pretty much you already did cheat, because why should you be thinking that if you have someone else? There are more relationships, more marriages now that are becoming divorced. Gentlemen, you got to learn how to control yourself. Yes, women, they are very beautiful people to be in our life. I'm not going to lie. But also at the same time, if you are in a relationship already, you need to control yourself. Because I tell you what, at the end of the day, the worst thing that you can have is 2 women and 2 problems. So beware of that. Now, player energy. It's the worst thing that you could do for males. Females, if you're not happy in your relationship and you're talking to your significant other about problems, and you're trying to get a different perspective on it, I wouldn't say that's cheating. You're trying to vent yourself, so that's different. But for men are different. Men can't control themselves. Sorry to say. Jealousy and controlling behavior. Yes, controlling. That is one thing that most cases many men are dealing with, is controlling. They cannot... it's like, what? I don't know why you have to think like you have to control your relationship. Because in most cases, when you're controlling your relationship, you're only looking like it's like you want everything on a silver platter. It's not how a relationship works. Relationship works by actually listening to each other and trying to understand each other. It's not about one trying to control over the other, because both sides have feelings, especially the female side. So if you're controlling your significant other, shameful. And if your significant other is controlling you, well, then maybe there's a reason for that. Hate to say that. Being cheap or not putting their or not pulling their weight. Fellas, ever heard of the term quality versus quantity? Doesn't matter how many dates you go on, at least make them decent. Okay? Being cheap, well, as far as dating goes, and even being in a marriage, but you're going to get what you pay for. Just going to say that. Now, some women, they love going to, like, you know, Burger King or McDonald's or whatever, just as like a cheap date. Okay, that's fine. But also at the same time, if you're doing that all the time and you're not trying to, I wouldn't say impress her, but you're just going to cheap places, try to take her somewhere nice. Have a different setting. Make her feel loved. Make her feel welcomed. Never been to a certain restaurant before. Maybe go to it. Put your time in to look at what's out there. Give a crap about her. Being cheap, I know, like, here's the thing. You could, depending on, like, what the item is, you don't have to buy things totally, like, I'm not saying, like, buy her, like, a $500 ring every single month or something. But do something where it doesn't make it like she's devalued based on what you're doing. That's all I'm going to say. Let me see the next one. Trash talking exes on the first date. Eee. I mean, that one right there, that's, I mean, when you talk bad about someone else behind their back, most of the cases that you're trying to, I guess you could say, what is the guy going to talk about you behind your back? So there's that. Okay, last section, number 6, the big red flags. Misogynistic jokes disguised as just kidding. No. Fellas, no. It doesn't matter if you're joking. Listen, that's like saying, okay, for example, shut up. You tell a girl, shut up. And then you say, I'm just kidding. No, that's not kidding. You should be decked in the nuts for that and slapped across your face. Because you never tell a girl to shut up. You never tell a girl, shut up. Like, who are you? No, you don't do that kind of stuff. The thing of it is, you really need to look at yourself if you're doing that. Like, how you come off on certain jokes does not make you, it doesn't make you look good. I'm just going to say. Not respecting boundaries. Fellas, you need to respect boundaries. This should be a given. If you're constantly bothering her, you're going to constantly she's going to constantly ignoring you, or she's going to constantly just end up not wanting to talk to you. It's you got to find some hobbies, or you got to figure out you got to figure out what you can do in your spare time. It's that simple. Do errands or something, or do chores, or do laundry, do something. It's not that difficult. No goals, ambition, or direction. Yes, this is a big one. Fellas, you really need to look at what you can do to try to get yourself into a better position in life. If you got no goals, that's a problem. Because you are not setting the tone of her, of what she's looking out of your relationship or what she is looking out of life. So if you are going through this situation where you got no goals, you got no ambition, you got no direction, you better start trying to figure that out. Because there is definitely, you think competition is hard now? It's even harder if you got no goals. And that's especially in the dating world. So my advice is you definitely need to have goals. You definitely need to have some ambitions. You can figure out things, what it is that you're good at, but like if you're just trying to do things, just to try to keep her or do whatever it is that you got to do to try to keep her, and you're not happy yourself, you're going to lose. You're going to end up probably losing her anyway. I hate to say that. Because if you're just doing it just to try to keep her and you're not happy yourself, you're not going to go anywhere. I hate to tell you. So try to find what it is that you're passionate about and try to go after it. That's my advice. So I'm just going to, at the end of the day, all these things that, for the first podcast, I think were quite good. My thing is that any man out there who is struggling, just know that you're not alone. At the end of the day, it's not about being perfect. It's about effort, respect, and self-awareness. You guys, the men in this day and age, guys, we need a lot of work. There is a lot of work that needs to be done. And you guys really need us as a whole, because it's not just one of us. There needs to be work done. Men are broken in 2025. Definitely. The whole system is. The men who cannot seem to grasp of what women are trying to value more than anything. Guys, wake up. Because as soon as you don't wake up, you're going to wish that you did. My name is Ron. Thank you so much for joining me. And until next time, peace out.